Hi everyone, it's Mrs Gillen. I hope you're all well and you're staying at home and you're enjoying the sunshine as much as you can. So me and Mrs Newbold have set up this YouTube channel so that we can read to you because we really miss it. We really miss sharing stories with you, and I know all of your teachers do too. So I'm going to try and upload stories often so you get to see us and let me know what you think. So the story I've chosen tonight is the story I've read for bedtime because it's a favourite in our house, and I know lots of you at school will know it as well. It's The Lonely Beast, and it's written by Chris Judge, and I think if you're in Mr McKeithry's class or have been in Mr McKeithry's class, you might know this one because I know he loves it too. So, The Lonely Beast. The beasts are very rare. Not many people have heard of them. In fact, they're so rare that there's only one beast in each country, and they don't even know one another. They're very quiet creatures who live alone high in the mountains or deep in the woods, and they like nothing more than tending to their beautiful gardens, or drinking tea, reading a good book, walking in the snow, standing in the rain, baking cakes, and of course, eating them. This is the story of one such beast who one day suddenly felt very, very lonely. He made up his mind there and then that he would go and find some other beasts. Straight away, he started walking through the forest, and then he stumbled down the side of the mountain and he crossed a dangerous river. He climbed down a high cliff, jumped off a giant waterfall, and crept through a dark cave. He ran over many snowy mountains, and finally he reached the sea. He jumped in and started to swim until he could no longer see land. A seagull rested on his head, and he played with some dolphins. He swam and swam and swam until he was very, very, very tired. So he started to sink. And when he reached the bottom, he started to walk. On the way, he was nearly caught by a huge octopus and trapped his foot in a giant clam. He walked through a garden of pink jellyfish and swam with a giant turtle. I like this picture. Just when he could swim no more, he hitched a lift from a friendly whale. At last, he reached the shore. And then he walked and walked and walked and walked and walked until he arrived at the city. And he saw lots of people, but there were no other beasts. "Hello," he said, but everyone ran away. Curious, the people slowly came back to meet him, and soon the whole city came out to say hello. The people liked the beast. They liked him so much that they let him live in a big park. And it wasn't long before the beast made the park as beautiful as his own garden. And every day people came to visit him at the park. And he liked the people very much. But he was still lonely. So he decided to talk on the radio and to all of the newspapers and on the television about his great journey to the city and his search for other beasts. Suddenly, the whole world was talking about him. The beast, 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 the beast. Ah, the beast, the beast. But he still had not heard from any of the beasts, and he started to miss his own garden. So late one night, while the people were sleeping, he crept out of the park, and hurrying through the streets, he left the city. He walked and walked and walked until he reached the sea, and then he started to swim until he was very, very tired, and then he sank to the bottom and walked some more, and he trapped his foot, nearly got caught, and before reaching the shore he climbed a cliff, and he crossed the river, and finally he found his forest. Welcome home! He was so amazed to see so many other beasts in the garden. They'd been feeling lonely too, and had come from all over the world to find him. They danced through the night, and every night after that, and the beast was never lonely again. The end. I do love that story. It's a bit silly, but it did make me think when I was reading it tonight at bedtime for my two children that I can't wait till we all get together again. It'll be like a big party, big like when the beast got back to his forest. That's what it's going to feel like, getting back to school. So, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon. Bye!